It's too loud.
Yeah, it's too loud. It's very loud.
It's
I love to distract from the instruction. There you are. Alright, so we'll do a little bit of Kimura trap from the Kimura. So one of the first drills that I want you guys to do is to help you understand what makes a Kimura strong. So we'll just go do that right now. Because I think when I do a lot of Kimura trap, sometimes in the heat of the roll, it's I can't really figure out what is it that makes me keep this Kimura and what makes it weak. So we can just sort of go through that right now so you guys have a conceptual understanding. Basically when I do a Kimura, I'm using their arm as a lever to control the rest of their body and their shoulder. And the way I do that is basically turning their arm into kind of like a chicken wing. So it's you're bringing their elbow up in line with the shoulder. It could also be slightly below, but basically you're creating this kind of wing structure. And then I'm putting a force behind it to flare it out. And that creates this lever in which I can move their body. So just because I have this hand that's coming through and putting pressure into the back of their tricep, if they try to come up, go ahead and try to come up, it's I can use this chicken wing as a way to get them back down. If you think about it, it's very similar to any kind of other control that you would do if their arm was straight, and it would just be it'd be called an arm bar at that point. But I'm basically bending their arm and putting a force into it behind it. And so what Frank might want to do is basically you can play around this position and just see what feels strong and what doesn't. So when Frank tried to get up, I would just knock him back down. And then you can experiment by putting your wrist down into the hip. But I think in all cases, if Frank straightens his arm, this is when it starts getting weak. Because his arm no longer looks like a wing anymore, right? So there's no wing. There's no pressure now that his arm is straight. Even if I have this grip and it's straight, it's starting to feel it just doesn't feel very strong. Because just the mechanics of the wing are kind of gone. Whereas if I bring it back up, now it's I can flare again. So do it on me. So what I want you guys to do is kind of go back and forth. So it'll also be an escape. But right now it's I feel my arm is controlled. And so ask your partner to just basically you can move around, help give them tension so they know what it feels like to have a strong core. And then when you're ready, you guys just switch. And the way I want you to switch is basically move up, not so much where Frank can just slip his feet under me and take my back like that. Just enough where I can sort of get some of the weight off, put some of my weight on him, and then open his elbow and bring my body underneath here. And so now we're kind of in this 50-50 position, but I've also made it so that kind of the wing structure is destroyed, but also I've slipped my shoulder out of the equation. So again, we're here, I bring it up a little, and I'm kind of using my body to wedge under him and bringing his elbow away from his body, which makes it a little weaker. And then now we're in this kind of 50-50, and then now I can start getting my trap.
just lifting your elbow and your entire shoulder girdle out and then out. You're able to march out.
So I kind of want to just do this like loopy-loop drill a little bit and just kind of have you guys feel like what makes Kimura strong. It's basically